Are you ready?
All the way from Brooklyn in New York.
The jet flying.
JKL.
Limousine riding.
JKL.
Wheeling dealing.
JKL.
Kiss stealing.
JKL.
Trailblazing.
JKL.
Eyebrow raising.
AKL.
Jabroni beat.
JKL.
Pie eating.
JKL.
Art stopping.
JQ.
Elbow dropping.
JKL.
Son of a gun.
JKL.
People's champ.
JKL.
Awesome.
What's up, peeps? Oh my God. Every time I hear it, I get hyped up. Even when I'm tired, I just be chilling. Here we go. And then that intro comes on and I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, it's such a cool intro. I'm sorry. I got to every time pat myself on the back for that one. I have an updated version to it that I added some more people, some different people, and changed the intro a little something. Maybe I'll do that next time. But yeah, what's up, guys? What's going on? I'm glad you guys decided to join me tonight. I got a special guest today. I mean, you guys already saw it, so you know who it is. It's no secret. Before I get to her, though, I gotta do this.
This is not a test.
What's up?
That was so cute. I was like so intently watching.
I wanted to do something more than that, but I really didn't have time. And it's something I'm trying to do when I bring my guests on, give them their own unique intro. I meant to do it last week with Funko Mad. Actually, I did give her her unique intro. I sent it to her, but I didn't do it on the stream, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, I'm going to try to do that for everybody if I can.
I mean, it was still cool. I was like, that's my banner. Look.
Yeah. I want to do something more Pokemon related because your name is Lass Ketchum, which I associated with Ash Ketchum. And I was like, okay, must be a Pokemon fan. But
Totally.
I kind of started working on it at the last minute. And I was like, you know what? I already have kind of an intro. So let me just throw your banner over it and just go with that.
I mean, I'm down. I enjoy it. Definitely. And hi to people in the chat.
We're here with Lass Ketchum. We're going to get to the chat in a second. First of all, guys, you have to congratulate her because 608 last I checked. Might have went up a few since I checked earlier today, but over 600 subscribers. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very proud. Very proud. I love to see people hit those milestones.
Same.
Close to 1,000. Oh, my goodness. I know it seems like it's so far away, but
It does. It's like that thing that you're like, will that ever be me?
right, exactly. I'll see you again in like a month. 1,000 subscribers. Woo!
Boy, my mind would explode if it was that fast. I'd be like, what just happened?
Well, you hit 600 pretty quickly.
Well,
It's
you know,
less
it's
than
one
a year,
of
right?
those, and I know you relate to this, to where you're like, how do that many people want to watch me? Like, really?
Right,
That's such a compliment. You're like, really? Me? Thank you.
right. That's how I feel because when I first started the channel, I've told this story many times. My daughter suggested it. We always used to record ourselves doing silly stuff. So we're like, all right, just put it on YouTube, see what happens. Ended up getting into this Funko community. And, you know, at first, no subs, a few here and there. And then all of a sudden it was like 100, 200, 300, 400. I'm like,
You're like, what?
I appreciate the fact that people want to watch me and think we're entertaining. But at the same time, it's like, really?
I know, it's so bizarre and awesome at the same time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, so I'm gonna jump in the chat. Yessie Lou is here early. Always support and always coming through. Thank you.
Great channel.
HCF Hard Collector Fiend, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Always supporting. DPJ, also another great supporter. Love that intro. I love that intro too, man. Funko Hunter UK, thank you for showing up. Appreciate the love. Of course, our guest Lass Ketchum in the chat.
Everywhere.
Cheap Pops, thank you for coming through. Kate, awesome. That's my daughter. Glad to see that you decided to drop by the stream. She'll only be here for like 10 minutes though. That's what she.
Y'all cute together.
She'll come in, she'll say hey, and then she's out. Thank you for that, Cheap Pops. Thank you for doing that. KNL, my initials brother, what's going on? He put it to my initials brother, what's going on? And the funny thing is, like, the initials of our channel aren't our initials personally. Like, I'm L of the JKL, and I believe he's K, or it's are you
Yes.
L? Yes. So it's like, but our initials go together. So
Hey, they still match up.
Techbot,
It's good.
yeah, it's all good. Mr. Techbot, thank you for showing up, bro. I know you usually do your Techbot after dark right now. And I know due to some technical difficulties, mainly me forgetting, we were supposed to be doing something tonight. And I ended up having to do this. And then he had some decisions about his show, and we're going to be moving forward from now. And it's a whole thing. You guys will see. But thank you for showing up for me, bro. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
He said, I need to break up the Funko with my own videos. Yes, you do. Do your stuff. Do your thing. Do your thing, Kay. I tell you all the time. So now that we got the chat out of the way, every new person comes in, I'll give you guys some love. Techbot After Dark may possibly RIP. Listen, Techbot, I know, unfortunately, in the content creator / YouTube community, things like that happen. We got to rework our content and our streams and all that good stuff. But I know you'll figure it out, and we'll figure out something that we're going to do together if we decide it to be every other week or whatever. We'll figure it all out. Anyway, it's not about you. It's about Lass Ketchum. And
I'm sneaking in, Mr. Ketchum.
Mr. Ketchum there he is. What's up, bro? What's going on?
What's
I'm
up,
feeling
man?
that sleeve right there. I'm like, oh, it looks so cool. Oh man, hold up. I got a full screen right now. Let's get a look at that. Oh, dude. That is so cool. See, I only have a little something right there. And I got my family over here.
Nice.
Nothing. One on my back, one on my calf, nothing like that. That's awesome. I love it, man. But thank you for showing up, coming through. So first, say again. Oh, okay.
I told him to scoot in. You're half man. You gotta get over here, full man it,
Get in there.
Get it.
So first question, also in the chat, you guys already know the deal. If you have any questions for our guests, don't be scared to jump, throw them in there. But first one, where'd your channel name come?
Well, honestly, he came up with it a few years ago for eBay, because I had an eBay account long before any of this ever started.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it because I'm into Pokemon, and on occasion I would sell. I don't sell often, but I wanted something that represented that. And so same kind of mindset where you were like, Lass Ketchum is associated. There's actually a Lass trainer card as well. But it was just going off of the idea of a girl / the Lass Ketchum vibe, you know what I mean? And just put those together. So it's really just representing Pokemon, and that I'm a lady all the time. And since I'd already carried that name for a few years, so I was like, why don't I just carry it over to Instagram and YouTube, So I did.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was something Pokemon because I know Lass Ketchum, and when I first came across your channel, I was like, Lass Ketchum, okay, must be a Pokemon fan, but I didn't want to assume, so.
No, you're right. I got packs like literally in front of me right now. So
Awesome. How do you feel about a lot of Targets and Walmarts? They're going to stop selling the Pokemon cards for a while?
I mean, I kind of get it, because I know with everything that's happened in the last year, it's exploded. And even as people that were collecting prior to all of this getting so big, it's really hard to find stuff in the wild in general anymore because people are flipping a lot more, which is fine. I mean, do you make your money, respect, hustle, whatever, you know, but in that, I know that ads, even though companies can handle it, it is more stress. People get aggressive about it. It can be fun. You know what I mean? It's almost like Black Friday, but every day. So I guess I can empathize with stores. So I'm not upset. And I also know there's other places that you can get them. So it's not like it's not available at all in stores. It's just made it slightly more limited, which is frustrating if people preferred there. But I mean, it doesn't end it. You know what I mean? So
Right,
it's
right.
one of like, it's just one less option, but we have options, so it's okay.
Right, exactly. Hey, I know it kind of sucks for some people because they only have like those big stores. They don't have like the smaller options. So I get it. But at the same time, I think a big reason why it became what it was is the pandemic
Oh, for
forced
sure.
a lot of
100%.
people to be at home. So what were people doing at home was doing a lot of YouTube, and
Yeah,
then they're opening up these cards, and it's like, oh, somebody paid $50 for this card, and oh, I pulled this card, it's worth $500. It's like, what?
I think the one thing, yeah, totally. And then they got like Logan Paul was in it, and it turned
Yes.
into like this money social media thing. The thing that I think is the actual only thing that's bothered me that I've witnessed on the Pokemon side of the world is where I have seen people that are familiar with collecting and understand these grading processes and all this, and they'll encourage people to get cards graded for content that are worthless, and you should not spend money to grade because it actually you end up losing money.
Exactly.
And a lot of people get the business of being able to show off these cards, but they're actually not educating the people that are sending them.
Right.
And they're allowing them again to create potential debt on things that aren't going to sell.
Right.
And again, they just kind of burned money. And that's the only thing that I've seen that bothers me is where people are taking advantage of people that don't know enough, that could get into the collecting more and learn more and actually, do it properly. But people are kind of taking advantage a little bit. That's the only thing I see that I'm like, that's sad.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's always is going to be what happens.
Oh, for sure.
You see it in the Funko community also. People start to get into it and they're like, oh, they want to start collecting. And then it's like, oh, well, I'll sell you this pop for $30. It's came out in 2015. And yeah, it might be old, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's worth something.
No, like I saw there was
pop.
a channel that was doing this where they were getting people to send them stuff to grade, and they showed a card that looked like somebody's cat had chewed it up and spit it out, and they had them grade it, and again, like asked people to send them these cards, and they're just like, this is an awesome card, and I was like, that poor person, I can't believe they paid to have this chewed up card graded because no one's ever going to buy this, and it's worthless other than sentimental. Because I have sentimental cards too, but I know I'm not making money and I wouldn't grade them.
Exactly. Right. It's like, it's ridiculous. But unfortunately, that's a part of the whole system. And
oh, for sure. People are trying to make money or get views or something.
Yeah. And another reason why at least in the Funko community, I mean, I've been a collector my whole life of different things, so I kind of understand. But at least in this community, I always try to be fair to people and to educate people, and like I'm not
integrity.
Have integrity. Exactly. Perfect. Couldn't said it better myself. Here comes the pain, Miss Payne. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it.
And by the way, that is something about you that I think is very evident is when you are on lives and even on like your videos, you communicate like a true collector. Like it's obvious you have long-standing knowledge and you didn't just jump in and not just saying stuff to say stuff, if that makes sense. Because that was one thing I was telling him, because he has that brain just like yours. We all just have all this information, and I'm like, it's so beautiful. Share your knowledge.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been a collector my whole life of different things. Started off with Legos and GI Joes and Transformers, then went into comic books, and from there it's always been something different. But when I really got into comic books, that's when I started understanding the collector mind as far as value. Like before that, they were my toys, and yes, I wanted my toys. But comic book is where you kind of learn, oh, this book, I spent $2 for it. It's worth $30. Oh, okay. There's a market, there's a value. And that's what got me into it, which actually rolled me into stocks. So I tell people, if you collect Funkos or you collect anything, stocks. It's all the same thing. You just have to learn what it's about. MLC Pops, thank you for showing up. Appreciate you, bro. Next question. What was your first Funko Pop?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, because I know my first Funko product ever, and it wasn't a Funko Pop. It was I have like a Batman coffee cup.
Okay.
He's grabbing it. But I have one of the cups, and that was a gift from my sister years ago because I'm obsessed with Batman.
Okay.
So she saw this and thought it was cool and cute and bought it for me. And then my first pop I know was one that he bought me because he was collecting Funko before I was. But I don't remember which one because it kind of spoils me a little bit. So I don't know.
Nice.
I was like, that lie. But yeah, this was my first Funko product.
Nice.
Even got a cute little Pokemon card in there. I don't know. It's too bright to. I was like, can you even see it? It's too bright. Oh my gosh. It's surfing Pikachu.
It's Pikachu.
If I back him up.
There you go.
I always have to have my lighting different on lives because either it's glowing here or I look like I'm an angel on fire. I have to be choosy.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We all know the lives. Things happen. You can't always get the lighting perfect. As I'll
say, if I don't throw something to the ground on accident during this, I will accomplish something because I swear every live I'm on, I drop something or knock something down. Every time.
Well, let's keep the streak alive.
Might as well.
What was the first pop you featured on your channel?
I don't remember exactly. Well, I can think of what some of them were. I think the first video, if I remember, and do not get me lying, was I think it was when I opened a Spastic Collectibles box, which was my first mystery box order, if I'm remembering right. And on that, I know some of the pulls I want to say was like my Ursula, which I actually have chilling in the background over here, the Diamond Edition one. And yeah, there we go. And what else did I pull? The Beavers, Angry Beavers 2-pack, I want to say.
But
I was like, well, I think there's something else in there, but don't get me lying. Oh, look, there I am.
That feels like a friend. Okay, the first one is.
That's your first one.
I remember.
Awesomeness.
My hair looked pretty awesome there too. That was.
You can definitely see the difference from there to now.
Well, really, it's just getting lights. You know what I mean? Like that's important.
Oh, but I'm glad you remembered your first pop. A lot of people don't. They don't remember the first pop they opened on their channel. I didn't even remember the first pop I showed on my channel. Like when someone asked me the reverse question, I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, it's just after that's kind of like which one was my first one. After so many later, it's like,
right.
And then our whole house collects. So there's so many pops by all four of us. It's like, sweet Lord, what came when, you know?
Right. My first one was easy to remember because I wasn't into collecting Funkos. It was just, I used to see them all the time. I never cared. And then I saw Darth Vader. So my favorite character ever, of course, I got Darth Vader. So that was my first Funko Pop. So it's an easy one for me to remember.
They hit you with the nostalgia stuff. You're like, oh, I love that. Now I got to have this pop.
Yeah. And now, and now I have 625, I believe I'm up to.
Just a few.
Just a few. Actually, I'm starting to get rid of a bunch of them. I already talked about it, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but I'm going to start shrinking the collection. Got to get rid of
That's what we've done just because, like I said, since we and the kids collect, it just gets too much. Like, this is our bedroom, okay? It's everywhere.
Wow.
There's a point where it's like, we need more rooms, so we need to, like, pick and choose, you know, like, which is our favorites, what are we okay with parting with? Because there's only so much space.
Right.
And I never want to get to a point we can't see them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to be storage units and stuff. I want to enjoy them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So far, it's just my living room. I don't have any in my bedroom, and I just can't do it.
I was like, we got like 2 walls in here.
Yeah, definitely not. I can't do it. I mean, I can see myself doing it, but I've told myself before I even finished the living room, I said, I'm not going to have pops in every room. I'm just not going to do it.
Oh, well, we are losing on that. I think the only rooms that don't have it are bathrooms, laundry room, and the kitchen. That's it. It is everywhere else, including the garage. They're everywhere.
Rooms with moisture aren't good for pops, but everywhere else is problem.
Everywhere else, there is multiple pops. That's real.
What made you start collecting Funko Pops?
Really him, it's really him because I've always loved things like even as a kid. Now I didn't see myself as a collector as a kid, but I've always liked certain things, you know.
Right.
But when I saw more and more through his collecting, and then of course he would love on me by buying me little gifts like this because he knows the things I'm interested in, and there'd be Pops related.
Right.
And then over time, I just found more and more based on something I already loved, whether that
Right.
be art or whether that be a show or movie or anime, or I'm just like, even the meme ones, like the This Is Fine dog. I freaking love that dog. And I was like, I need this in my life. So they just keep hitting me in the feels, you know, and I'm like, I need them.
Yes. Yeah, that I can definitely understand and feel that, because the majority of my collection is all stuff that I liked either growing up or now.
Yes.
And that's part of the reason why I have so many, and part of the reason why I have to get rid of so many.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're starting to, it's almost like prioritizing them. Like, which ones do I love more?
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna lie, it actually I'm a little like, I miss them if something goes.
Yep.
Like I did a couple mystery boxes, and I was like, I miss every one of them.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, Lori, you got enough. You're okay. Like, calm down.
Yep. Yeah, all the Pops I give away, like if I just randomly give away a Pop to someone or
that too, yes.
send people stuff, every time I'm at the post office standing on line with the boxes, and I'm like, in my head, like, I don't want to give these away.
You're just like, I miss you.
It's like giving away my children. Like, I don't want to see them go, but they're going to a better place. They're going
no, I really do feel that, because I have to rationalize whether that be loving on somebody else, because I have done that too, where you send gifts to people. And again, it's always from something I enjoy, you know, and then the other side of it is, like I said, even downsizing space or even investing back in more collecting, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's like this balancing, but I agree. I grieve everyone I let go of. I'm becoming a little bit of a hoarder. So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But again, like, I'm sure you understand because you briefly mentioned it. Now, when I go to the store, any store, and I see a bunch of Pops I want, but I have to go into my head and go, okay, but do I absolutely need this Pop?
Yes. It's so funny you say that, because we even do that to each other. Like, he was looking at a couple, like a little pricier ones the other day, and I looked at him because they had some pretty good damage on them, but he loved them. And I was like, do not lie. You're going to be frustrated that they're damaged, and you're going to want to get rid of them in like a month. So just don't go there.
Right.
Wait till you find them minty,
right.
You know, because he is somebody that likes the box condition to be good. And I was like, you're going to be mad about this in like a month. So just save your money. Wait, because sometimes it's that. Like, is it one I would want out of box? Is it one I want good condition on?
Right.
You know? Even that stuff's important questions. But I am really good about, do I really love this one or just like it?
Right. Because that's how I am now. Before, I used to never really cared if I missed a certain Pop, because there's always one that I want. It's like, there's so many I want.
Always.
I'm going to buy them. But now, since I've become more picky in what I'm getting, since the collection has gotten so big, I'm like, all right, now I have to really, really love this Pop in order to buy it. It's not just, okay, I want it, I'm going to get it. So I understand.
I was like, you are straight up preaching right now. That is so real. Even like the WonderCon, I ended up skipping a few that I really liked because I was like, but they're not my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
And I want to wait, even financially, to be like, budget, you know, like, hold on, because they're going to drop something soon.
Exactly.
Make sure it's your favorite, okay?
Exactly. It's going to be something you want even more. Thanks for coming through, Techbot. Appreciate it. And listen to him. He said, hit that like button. Hit the like button, y'all.
Do it. Do you collect other things, by the way? Because that's one of our things too, is we want to also budget for other collectibles. I know you mentioned like comics, but I guess I'm saying, do you do other designer toys?
No, I don't do comics anymore. I stopped collecting comics about 2018-ish. The last few comics I got out. I've been in and out of comic books for a while. I do collect Magic cards, Magic the Gathering. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, I used to play that when it first came out, like 26, 27 years ago. Then I stopped playing.
I don't know if our lighting will.
Oh, which card?
Can you see it?
Barely. I can't tell what it is.
There. I'll hide lights. Does that help?
Oh, which one is that? I can't see the name of it, but I know the picture. Oh my goodness. That's like a
Jizam Jin from
yeah,
Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What that's like a I'm trying to think value wise. What is that?
It's a big card.
$1,000?
It's a big card. Yeah, and then the other thing, like I know more. I'm more familiar with like Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't do the physical cards. I do like the online, but he collects those cards as well. So he's done more of that other stuff than I have. I'm more Pokemon.
Yeah, I used to do Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. I had a huge Yu-Gi-Oh collection. I gave it pretty much all to my son, except for a few. And Pokemon, I wasn't as into, but I keep saying I have a small box with some cards in it that I have to go through because I can have like a $400, $500 card sitting in there. I have no idea.
You never know. So with the way these prices have been, I know I had at least one card that I was like, oh my gosh, when I looked based on all these changes. But I'm more of those are more like I want to keep them, so it's kind of irrelevant, but it's still kind of cool, you know, to be like,
right. I have a card worth what? At least you know if something happens and you need money, it's like bam.
Invested into my future, bam.
Exactly.
But hopefully never have to. I just want to preserve it.
Right, exactly. Zach, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it.
Hey Zach.
Yeah, I recently I don't know if I can say recently. I say maybe 6 months ago, 5 months ago, pulled a $500 magic card. Yeah. And
that's always so exciting. Where it's just like, oh my God.
Sold it immediately because it's a card that I don't really play with. And what am I going to do with it? Hold up a $500 card? What do I need that for?
I was like, dang, you can make a car payment. That's what's up.
Exactly.
Have a mini vacation for the weekend.
Some pops. I'm good. Oh, what's your favorite pop?
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, that is a really hard question. By the way, I suck at favorites in general. I'll let you know right now. I do not like picking things because it's so hard.
Wait, you mean you don't have a favorite kid?
On this side of the room, I have like a wall of favorites, okay?
Okay.
So, but I mean, I'm a huge DC person, so I've got my Catwoman, my Poison Ivies, my Batman little collection, of course. But I mean, I like some of the old Disney, a lot of the nostalgia, because over here, I mean, oh my gosh, I've got some of the animes I love. I recently picked up some of the pops from The Princess Bride, which was a movie from years ago. I love that movie. But I feel like it's more, again, it's a lot of stuff from where I grew up, but it's just so diverse. So we'll just say anime, movies, and definitely DC, because I'm a huge DC fan.
Well, that was the next question, your favorite pop line, but okay.
That's what I'm saying. I suck at this because, like, it's just hard to pick, you know, because I like them for different reasons. Like, someone was really kind. A friend of mine, Will, sent me, like, a custom Nerdy Newt Batman where it had, like, a drawing on it, you know, and then I just have, like, ones that I like the pops themselves better, but that one I love the art. You know what I mean? Like, how do you pick? Oh,
it's easy for me. Darth Vader.
There's so many. Do you have a favorite Darth Vader? You know what I mean?
My first one.
That makes sense because that's sentimental.
Yeah, this is my first one.
Oh, he was saying, did you pick this one up?
What's that? That's the new one that just came out? I wasn't able to get it, but somebody is actually gifting me one. So
sweet. Yeah, he was gonna send it if you didn't.
Oh, what I meant to say was no, I missed out on it. Send it on.
No, just kidding, guys.
No, I actually put out an in search of on Instagram. It had quite a few people hit me up, but
that's cool.
Somebody said that they had it, and I was like, all right, well, here's my address. Quote me price plus shipping, whatever. And he was like, no, I'll gift it to you. You're a good dude. You always help out the community and you give away a lot of stuff. So I'll give it to you. And I was like, absolutely. You don't have to do that. I'm willing to pay for it. But if you're going to gift it to me, I appreciate it.
No, I feel you on that. I had somebody do that with, which one was it? The blue Batman.
The Imperial Palace?
Yes, thank you. Sweet Lord, I just like my brain just totally like went blank.
So
but they reached out to me and was just like, hey, yes, they reached out and they're like, hey, did you get this on this drop today? And I was like, no, is that work? Da 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 da. And they're like, oh, well, I have two. And they're like, guess what? And then they're like, no, really, you need to guess. And I was like, what? And they're like,
What?
I'm sending this to you. And I was like
exactly.
my mind like exploding. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, who does this? But I think that's a part of this community. Is just sharing fun and collecting, because I know we've done it. A lot of other people do it where you just, you know what I mean? Just like, hey, highlight, here you go.
Yeah, I've done it a lot. When
blew my mind. I was like, who does this?
Yeah, when I hear of a pop that somebody says they like that they don't have, if I have it or if I know I can get it, a lot of times I'll get it and send it to them. I've done it so many times. It's like, just spread the love, man.
Yes, spread the love. It's me, Christina.
Especially when you you don't really think about it, but different sections of the country have different pops. And you kind of think, okay, everywhere gets everything, but there's so many times people who do pop hunts on the West Coast and they go through their stores, and I'm like looking at the pops on the shelves, like I can't find those anywhere in New York. Like,
no, you're really right. I've done a few swaps now with people overseas.
Yeah,
because like they have some stickers we don't, or maybe they have stuff at different times, or they just really want some of our stickers, and it's like, cool, let's just send some boxes to each other. Why not?
Exactly.
It's just, one, it's fun. It's like Christmas, and I have to tell you guys one thing that really blew my mind with this community. I was not used to getting just random gifts, other than like maybe family or him, obviously, you know, for like. But never just people being like, hey, let me just love on you just because I can. Like, that was so odd and different. You know, it's exciting. It's fun. But I'm not going to lie. That took some getting used to how just generous people are, you know?
Yeah, I understand it. And the thing is, like, I'm the type of person that'll randomly give somebody something. But when people do it to me, it feels funny. So I understand what you're saying. It's like I do it. So I should expect that, people who do it back, but I don't want that. It's like, I want to do it to people because I like doing it. I like making people happy. I like, spreading the love because it's the Brooklyn. Yes. But when it comes back to me like that, it's kind of like, I feel, do I deserve this? Like,
oh, I get it. I had somebody that had done a lot for me, and I ended up just doing them a custom gift back because I was like, you've sent so much, I just can't not do something back. Like, the most I did is I did end up making like a wish list for people, but it's because people ask, and I'm like, here, if you ever care to, at least it exists,
right?
You know. But like, I don't know. Again, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it does blow my mind. Before we get to that question, let me see. Jesse Lou says, I'd rather give away than sell. I feel that way with certain pops. Like, I've given away expensive pops. Like, I gave away the witch from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs recently to Let's Start a Pop collection because I heard Mitchie and they're awesome. In one of their lives or one of their videos, she had mentioned that she wanted to start Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I only had the witch. I don't have any of the rest from the line. And I'm like, you know what? I can gift them that. And at the time, it was like a $30 pop. And I could have sold it, got some good money for it. I only paid, I think, 10 for it. Like, I could have made a profit. But you know what? It's something they want. And maybe they'll complete the line. So just gift it. Like,
well, it made somebody happy. And I know somebody had talked about selling to me, I think yesterday and a little bit today, we were talking about it. And I was like, there are people that sell on a regular basis. And I was like, normally it's the same thing. I save pops for giveaways or like gifts. Right. But I was like, I do get on occasion selling because I have, I think like 3 times now total since I started all this. But I'm like, part of that is just to be able to even fund more stuff, like another giveaway, because I know it's a lot to budget and keep doing. It's an expensive hobby, so it's one of those like once in a blue moon, as long as I think people are reasonable about it, But no, definitely will never be my forte. I'd rather just have fun with it.
Right. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with people selling. A lot of people feel like, if you sell your pops, then you're a flipper. And I'm like, no, a flipper is someone who specifically buys the
Just
hot
to
pop
flip.
that's out just to sell it for a profit.
Yeah.
If I buy a pop because I want it, it goes up in value over the next few months, and I'm willing to part with it and make a profit, then that's not flipping. That's like, okay, I'm making a profit. So
Well,
it's
that's
totally different.
honestly understanding the value and worth of a collectible, you know, because
Right.
otherwise, technically, it wouldn't be a collectible if that makes sense. Like,
Right.
part of it has to do with the value. So I get it. It's one, if you're selling just because maybe you need money, you need assistance, or you decide to part with something, that's different than just grabbing them all to make money and not caring
Right.
about it. But
Right.
even for that, I'm like, I ain't judging people. I'm like, do what you got to survive. Because I've seen people do it in the last year just to pay bills.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because
And
they've been
people
out
have
of work.
had to. People have had to, yeah.
Getting creative.
Yeah. So how many pops do you have? Do you
Sweet
know?
baby G. I do not know. Okay, so I put them all in my app, okay, my little Funko app. And it says like 180 something, but it also includes my sodas and everything else.
Right.
So I'm assuming it's probably more like 160, 150 at this point. But since, again, now that's my personal collection. But like I said, part of the problem with even where I'm selling for space is because he has a huge collection.
Right.
The kids have collections.
Right.
I feel like in our house total, we've probably got, and it's nothing crazy compared to some people, you know, because a lot of people have very large collections, but ours is probably around like what, maybe 500 or something like that.
Total, yeah.
Yeah. And then, but we also do other designer vinyls, you know, like we have the
Right.
Chomps, we have some other kind of designer stuff over here.
Right.
So it's even space for that. So I really have a baby collection.
Yeah, that's relatively small. Compared to most collectors, yes, that's relatively small.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm more like, I think my bigger collection is probably honestly Pokemon though, because like I'm a pack collector. Like I have cards, but I really, my favorite thing is sealed packs and has been for years. So like I have like my box full of my packs.
Right. So that's awesome. I mean, some of those
that's
sealed
my
packs,
hoarding.
man. Woo.
But that is easier to store because they're small. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's much easier to collect smaller things like that. Like with my Magic cards, I have one of those plastic bins full of them, but there's like thousands of cards in that bin. Yeah. Like I couldn't put thousands of pops in a bin. So
it gets wild because I also have comics that I collect.
Yep, I have a bunch of long boxes.
I love poetry. I love gemstones. Like I like a bunch of random things. Like I even have like, you know what I mean? Like whatever.
I'm the same. Yeah. Like I have some
definitely take up the most room.
Yeah. What's your most valuable pop, if you know?
I have the Blacklight Carnage, and that's my most valuable. Which it's so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. That one was actually gifted to me from the Poppin' Duo. We did a box swap.
Oh, I love them too. See, you just know all the good people. Look at you. I love them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Such a sweet channel, but no, that's mine. Which, again, I keep telling people he's way cooler than I am. People just don't know it because he's too shy. But he even has like it was a gift from a friend of ours, but they gifted him a prototype, and I was like, what?
A prototype? What?
Yes, you should show him. I mean, literally, we pulled it because they sent us a box, and I was like, what did I just pull? And he's over in the background because he's never on camera. And he was just back there like.
Right. Oh.
Can you see it?
That's from Monty Python. Oh. Are you kidding me?
Isn't that amazing?
Oh my God.
The light, but it even has like a prototype sticker.
Yeah, I see. Oh.
I'm trying to get where these lights are not like totally blocking this, but what? You know what I mean? Like, so I think as far as like what I get to enjoy, that's probably the most expensive thing that I get to look at.
That's pretty awesome though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and he also has the flock to Gizmo, so that's
a pretty good one too. I like that.
But I mean, I know there's people with some that are way over that, but I mean,
right.
That's our version of wow.
Yeah, exactly. Like my most expensive right now is that Carnage, which
Me too.
I wasn't expecting it to be that. I was like, why? But I forgot the Carnage movie is coming out, so you know.
He got rid of his forever ago when it was like $40, and now he looks at mine. He's like, I can't believe I got rid of that pop.
$40. That was so bad.
He was so mad. He was like, "Can I
Well,
look at what your Carnage is at?" I was like, "That's crazy."
Yeah.
But I mean, it really is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of not surprised.
Yeah. See, unfortunately, you can't really call it because sometimes a
never
pop you won't think is going to go up that much will, and something that you do think is going to go up ends up going down. So,
Oh yeah, it's a gamble always.
so since we're on the subject, what's your biggest pop regret? We already know the hubby's regret, that Carnage.
Right?
For real.
Did you have a situation like that? Something you should have bought that you didn't get, or?
I feel like, okay, my general kind of philosophy, especially at this phase of my life, is I always try to make things okay, if that makes sense, just because I deal with a lot, and a lot of people that are more familiar with like my personal life and things that go on with me. It's just part of me staying healthy.
Right.
So to me, I have to say, like, it's kind of like I wouldn't even call it regrets. Like I said, I somewhat grieve when I get rid of pops because I love all of them.
Right.
Like, I've gotten rid of so many I've loved. Like Danny Phantom was one I really love. Some of the ones from the anime shows I love, but not in a like, oh my gosh, it's bad that I don't have it, if that makes sense.
Right,
but it's like, man, I still love those pops. Does that make sense? And it was so many over time that I've either gifted. Like, I have a friend here that just got into collecting that I've gifted some to.
Right.
But I don't really feel bad about any of it because I know other people were excited. You know, you bring smiles to other people. I obviously have more than enough, so I'm okay.
Right.
So I really don't have a like wah wah.
Right.
If that makes, now if we're talking Pokemon, that's a different story. But that was older. Years ago, I had some of the base set packs, the original packs, and I sold them years ago, or a few years ago before all this happened. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have at least kept one just for my collection, because you always think I can get it again later because they're not going to be bad.
Right.
But now I'll never have one of those again. So it's not that I'm mad at what I sold it at. It's that I realize I'll never get that back in my collection because I'm definitely not going to be rich anytime soon. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
But again, I'm not too upset about that. But that's just one thing that I know I won't get. You know what I mean?
Right. What's up, Nancy? Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. I have a few pop regrets. I'm not going to get into them again. I've said them before, but yeah, it happened. And, you know, I'm the type of person where when something bothers me, I kind of vent it out. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, it is what it is. So yeah, you just kind of got to go. Yeah, you kind of regret it, but at the same time, okay, it happened. So
and life's okay.
Yeah.
Life is good. It's all right.
What are some of your favorite stores to buy from?
I think the stores that we normally look at here are like Hot Topic. And because usually they do have exclusives we like. Like, I know they restock a lot, but they have a lot that we usually end up enjoying.
Right.
Especially from some of the lines we enjoy collecting.
Right.
And let's see, sometimes I was going to say main stores first. Like, we look at Target some. The Walmart on our part of town where we live usually never has pops. So you actually have to drive a little ways. So that's really not a thing. But our favorite place is actually like a mom and pop store. So it's like a lady runs this store here in town, and it's called Geek Vinyl. And I've opened a mystery box from them on my channel before. But I mean, it was just, her dad was a huge collector, giant collection. And eventually he decided to start selling some, and they opened up this shop. And it is just so fun because they'll have people come in and sell off or commission sales. So it's really a place that we get all this variety, you know, like older pops, new pops, pops that you're just like, oh my God, I've never seen that in person. So that's our favorite, I think, place to go, just because there's so much variety and they're really nice. And I feel like they're always fair pricing. Like, it's always what it should be. You know what I mean? Right. So that's cool.
Right. That's
where do you like?
Support your local stores. My favorite was Hot Topic for a long time. But I'm kind of similar to how you are now. Like, we all hit up the big stores, Hot Topic, Target. FYE, whatever. I don't have
I
a
wish we
Walmart
had an
in New York
FYE.
City, so yeah. FYE actually, the last one that was in the city closed, so I have to go outside the city for that one too. But you know, I have a Think Geek here, but
that's cool.
I still like GameStop. We all love GameStop. But I like going to my local comic shops. Like there's a shop in Staten Island I go to called Hypnotronic Comics. I'm always bigging them up. They always pre-order stuff for me if they can. There's another store here in Brooklyn I used to go to for my comics for years called Bulletproof Comics. The guy there, Hank, he knows me. Like we go way back. And actually, I'm going to start going to a couple of more shops that I know of in the city that I haven't ever been to, but I'm going to start doing videos of me going to these other shops, trying to spread some love, give these guys some business, because a lot of places have closed down due to the pandemic, like they're not selling. So
that's real.
I'm hoping to see if I could bring some business back to some people.
Oh, definitely. There's a comic shop here we enjoy, but they don't sell pops there. And I'm like, man, I wish they had both. That would be awesome.
Right. Sure, Shannon. Thank you for showing up, bro. Appreciate it.
Hey.
What was next? This is one you don't really have to answer, but I like asking.
Well, you're good. I'm not shy. It's all right. I'm actually a licensed professional counselor, so I'm a mental health counselor.
Okay.
So that is my career. So
Awesome,
this is definitely a very different vibe. It's relaxing. It's fun. I really do enjoy my job, but it is a more serious thing. You know what I mean?
Right. I can imagine, especially now.
Oh,
there's a lot of people that need the help, considering the pandemic and what's going on. Okay.
Yes,
so
it was stressful even on my end as a professional, because a lot of us had to change how we were doing things and working to work throughout the pandemic, you know, to be able to meet people, and telehealth changes. And so it's really been kind of crazy the last year. And, you know, I have health issues and things too, so I'm already a little different in how I work anyway. So it's been wild for sure.
Definitely. So if you weren't doing your current profession, what would you like to do?
Well, if it wasn't me being an adult and serious, I would say travel and eat and vlog eating and traveling, because that would be my dream.
Well, people do that.
Saying yeah in the background. I'm such a foodie and I love cooking. Oh my gosh, I wish. But I mean, like, I think if I knew that I was able to do it, I would love to cook, because that's my other happy place, if that makes sense. Like, I love cooking.
I love cooking too. I love being in the kitchen. I don't cook as much when the kids aren't here with me, but when they are here and I'm cooking, like you'll see some of my older videos with my daughter. I had her cooking, like having her do easy recipes. So yeah, I love cooking. And
that's smart. That's getting her ready for real life, you know?
Oh yeah. And when they are here, when she's here with me, she wants to cook all the time. She'll be like, can I make such and such? Go for it. Go ahead.
My kids like to talk to me while I cook, but not really do it. You know, they just like entertainment, you know, watch, supervise.
So we're on the subject of food. Do you have a favorite food?
Boy.
Just the favorite. Pick the top. All right, top 2, top 3.
Sweet Lordy. Okay, that depends on the week. But if I have to pick, okay, one, I go through phases, okay? So, like, if anybody keeps up with my cooking, and I try not to post too much because Sweet Lord would be way too often. But, like, we'll go more recently, okay? Because otherwise the list is too long and it'll be changing, all right? But in the last, like, few weeks, it has been enchiladas, which I mean homemade, because I've been cooking them. And the other recent is always pizza. Now, mind you, I'm really not supposed to eat bread. So I always try to do alternatives, but I love pizza. Like, how can you go wrong? You know what I mean?
Right.
But both of those involve lots of cheese, obviously.
Yes.
So,
yeah, there you go. You gotta put cheese on everything.
I'm a fan of cheese, but I love cooking in general. I think Mexican food, Thai food are some of my favorites. You know, Italian I love, but I feel like I'm neglecting a food by not picking it. You know?
I know, right? You know, I don't know if you're on Facebook a lot, but you know, when they put those things, like you have to only pick one, or they have a list of stuff and say you have to get rid of one. Like whenever they do the food ones and it's like one has to go, I'm like, I love it all. Like I can't pick.
You're like, why? I can't treat the food that way. I can't be biased. Okay, people, like I love them all, or maybe I am biased. I don't know. Love all of them. Depends on the day. Like also I love spicy foods. We'll do like sausage cooked with potatoes, like stews, like all the foods.
All the food. Since we mentioned pizza, does pineapple belong on pizza?
He said yes. I'm saying not all the time. He likes it. I'm honestly, I like more of now that adds like a sweetness to pizza. So that's really a preference. Mine, I like more spicy. Like I'm mostly veggies, but I'll do like peppers and like probably like I literally will be like all the peppers they have, put that on my pizza. Peppers, jalapenos, bell peppers. That's the stuff I like.
Throw all the peppers on there.
And
yeah.
I feel like pineapple doesn't really vibe with that quite right, you know?
Right.
But no hate on the pineapple pizza people. They can do their thing.
Exactly. That's what I always say after I ask the question. Like I personally, if you bought a pineapple pizza, I'd eat it, but it's definitely not my first choice.
Oh, same. But to me, that's also like if someone's providing food, I'm like, I will respect that, and I'll eat a little bit out of because that's how you raise. Like you respect people for loving on you with food, but you just may not eat as much.
Exactly. Unless it's something I just don't eat, I'll eat it. It's like I don't care. You gave me food. Thank you.
I see it as a love language. It's the way people. It's breaking bread with people. It's a love thing, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's pizza.
That's the thing I tell my kids. I'm like, somebody cooks you a meal or provides you, you at least try it to be kind because they loved on you with that meal, you know?
Yeah. Look, yes, he loses.
He's like, no.
Pineapple's all right on pizza. Like I said, not my first choice, but I'll eat it if you buy it. Like,
yeah, totally. Same.
About how much is your pop collection worth, if you know?
I really don't know without looking, and I can't look without getting off of here. But nothing crazy. Because, like I said, honestly, I've realized most of the pops I love the most are not worth anything.
Right.
You know, they're like $10 or less. I have some in like the 30 range, a few like 50, and then a few that are like closer to that 100, 200. But I swear I have a ton that are like $7, $9, $12, $20. Yeah. Because they're just characters I love, and I'm not really now, mind you, you don't have to care about value to have an expensive collection. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I just tend to, I guess, gravitate to cheap pops, which is fun. But yeah, it's nothing wild. Like I said, I don't remember without looking, but it's a pretty modest number.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well, he's saying he thinks it's like maybe 3 or 4, which is still a chunk of money. But I know there are people with one pop worth that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you said you have like 160 something, maybe. Yeah. Usually your collection is worth double monetarily of what you have. So like if you have 150 pops, then your collection is probably worth $300. Yeah. Because for whatever reason, if you're not really one of those that's collecting for value, then your collection tends to always range somewhere like that. Because most people I ask, like, yeah, I have 200 pops. Or how much is your collection worth? About $450. And like, yeah, it kind of equals out. I don't know how or why, but it's weird like that.
I know it's more than that, but I think it's just because I have a few that are okay. You know what I mean? Again, not expensive. Right. But again, nothing wild, because I swear people could literally have one pop and it'd be my whole collection.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I mean, I don't know anyone who has one pop that's worth my collection, but recently I did.
It's like
I recently did my top 10 most expensive Star Wars pops because Slapshot Pops did their top 10 most expensive Star Wars pops, and his lowest is probably worth all of my Star Wars pops combined.
That's so wild.
I'm like, yeah, I expected that because they have a huge collection, and he has a huge Star Wars collection.
Well, that's kind of like me. Like, I love DC, and I think it was Glamma Funko had posted her top 3, and it was a DC line, and they were each like in the thousands, and I was like, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah,
that's so wild to me. Like, obviously, they will never be a part of my collection because there's no way. But I was like, it's still like, and it's not like I'm not jealous or anything else. I'm excited, and I think it's so cool, and I'm just like, oh my god, I love those, and dang, that's wild. It's just like,
yeah, I don't hate on anybody for their collection or their worth. It's like, listen, you bought it, you however you got it, more power to you. That's just amazing. I'm like, whoa.
I know. Well, and some people are just good and they just get them when they come out and they just go up, and that's great, you know?
Yeah,
That's ideal, honestly.
Yeah. Especially people who have been collecting since the earlier days of pops, because it wasn't as big back then. So a lot of those early pops are really hard to find, and the prices on them are just crazy.
They're wild, yeah.
DPJ said he's at 250 pops worth over 7K. See, that's the exception. Like, I don't see many people that have that few pops that are worth that much. That's a collection for you. You have any 10-inch pops?
Sorry. He said something over there and I totally got distracted.
It's okay.
I don't in my personal collection, but he does, and our daughter does. She has like hers is 18-inch, right? She has an 18-inch Harry Potter. She loves Harry Potter. And then I can't think what all we have. We also have the large black Batman in the black suit.
That's the 18-inch Batman. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I wanted the 1966 outfit, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's
but anyway, so that is one he has. But as far as the 10-inch ones, it's mostly Pokemon. Like, I feel like, don't we have some that are others, don't we? Or is it all Pokemon? Yeah.
Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger.
Ooh,
that was another 10-inch. But it's pretty much Pokemon, okay? So that's our nerdy Pokemon count.
That's okay. What's your favorite word?
Let's see. Oh my God. I feel like I get a flavor of the week, but obviously I say y'all a lot. Welcome to Texas. That's definitely said often. I also catch myself, I guess if I had a phrase, I would say, does that make sense? I catch myself saying that all the dang time. But I don't know. I feel like I'll go through phases. Does that make sense? Where you catch yourself saying something more often? Definitely. Where I'm like, man, how much have I said that lately? But I guess if I had to pick one that I know I for sure say a lot, it's y'all. That's real.
Well, my favorite word is awesome. That's why it's in the name.
Obviously, that's an awesome word.
So, yeah, people tend to have that word that they say a lot. I would usually scour your videos to see what you say all the time, but I didn't have time to do it this time.
If you do, let me know. There's probably something, or it may change because I like to rotate. You know, I can't keep one favorite. It's got to change.
Yeah. I have a couple of favorite words. I say definitely a lot. I say awesome a lot. So, yeah, I can see from time to time I do use a certain word more often than others, but awesome is always the top word. I think
one phase I went through that I think is funny because I feel like it's so outdated. And I know I said it at least once in a video is I like the word groovy, and that is so not cool anymore, you know? But I'm like, I just like that word, and I feel like it like explains something, you know, in a different way. Like it's like a whole vibe in a word, you know?
Right. Listen, go for it, man. We're in a day and age where it's okay to be different. It's okay to be odd. So use the word, and other people will be like groovy, but guess what? They'll start using that word.
You're like, whatevs.
You're going to be like, yeah, I was saying groovy first.
I said it long when it wasn't cool, okay?
Exactly. What's your favorite color?
All these favorites. I don't know. I love a lot of colors, but to be nice, to answer a little more easy, I'm just going to go with green because I like a lot of colors, but green is definitely probably a more common hit for me. Oh, look at you, fancy. Dang.
Okay.
Woo, you matched my shirt a little bit.
Just so you know, red was the right answer, but...
Hey, that's my mother's favorite color. That's also my mother's favorite color. And, you know, I'm a Poison Ivy fan. So you just be matching this red and green vibes, okay?
Yeah. Well, the red hair, you know, come on. Yeah.
To me, I'm like, this just means we're like a perfect combination right now.
There you go. And then red and green are Christmas colors. I mean,
yes, which is wonderful and joyful. Perfect.
Zach's a talent. It doesn't take talent to push a button, man.
Hey, it counts. I don't know how to do that, so boom.
What's your go-to flavor of ice cream?
Ooh, I guess if I had to pick a favorite, It would probably be like if I were to go to like Cold Stone or something, you know, where they like mix them. I like chocolate ice cream with pecans and caramel. Like that is my like I guess my biggest go-to. But I like a lot of ice cream, okay? But that's my preference, I guess.
That's it. That's the ice cream that if somebody said this is the last time you're gonna eat ice cream, that's
I do it, but ideally, I'd want to like shake it up, and I'd be like, "Can I get it?" I would really, if it was my last time ever, I would honestly want like a frozen yogurt, you know, with like fruit and stuff like that. I love that, you know. But as far as just straight up ice cream, yes, I need those pecans, and I need some caramel in there, and we're Gucci. What's your favorite?
My favorite is strawberry cheesecake.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah, if I can't have that, then strawberry.
I approve. I could even mix all that together, like.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of all the berry type ice creams, like cherry, blueberry, like all the fruity types. Not a big fan of peach, but
same,
you know.
Actually. I love actual peaches, like fresh
Yeah,
peaches.
yeah.
But I don't really like when they put peaches into things or the flavoring. I like real peaches.
Right.
That I like.
Yes. And I'm kind of opposite with coconut. Like I hate the fruit, but coconut flavoring, coconut soda, coconut ice, coconut in anything. But if you have the actual fruit of coconut in something,
different.
It's
definitely different. It's not the same. There's a lot of stuff like that. Like I love black cherries. Specifically, that's the only cherry I like is the black cherries. But I hate cherry flavored stuff. But I'll eat black cherries all day long. I love them, but they don't taste the same, you know?
Yeah. I'm like that with certain things. But specifically coconut. Like I hate coconut itself, but the flavor I love. Okay. There it is. It's your favorite Pokemon. You got to have one. Everyone does.
Okay, so this is another one. Well, I will say that I will know that I'm neglecting a lot of other favorites. Okay, so to all the imaginary Pokemon out there, do not feel hated on right now. But to pick one, I really go back to when I was a kid because I remember really when I was in high school was when it was coming out, I think. I'm pretty sure I was in high school at the time. It was either that or junior high. I don't remember the year, but I went to a small school, so I was in the same building from 7th to 12th grade. So at some point there. Okay?
At some point in there.
At some point in all those years, okay? But I would draw them because I enjoyed them. I liked how they looked. And one of the ones that I always liked was Dugong. I just thought he was really cute, and I liked that he looked like something that I could actually go see. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I can draw him, and it just makes me want to go to an aquarium, and maybe I'll see something similar, you know?
Nice.
So that's my. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be Dugong.
I'm surprised. That's a more obscure Pokemon.
Yes, it is definitely not the typical ones that people I feel like talk about.
That people know, like Squirtle, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Charmander. Like I had the picture in my head, and even now I'm hoping I'm picturing the right one. Is that the one that looks like a seal?
Yes, there's actually Seal, and then there's Dugong.
Okay,
but I mean, it's You got the vibe. You know what's up.
Yeah, because when it comes to like the first 151, that's when I was into it. So even if I don't remember the names, I kind of know them. Then the series after that, I know some of those, but then past that, it's like I have no idea.
Honey, I'm still learning because there's so many now. Like I can't keep up because there's like thousands at this point. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think it's like 800 and something at this point. It's like ridiculous.
Is it 800 something now? I don't know. Either way, it just is not stopping. They just keep, and some of them are getting a little weird. There's some that I'm like, what is this supposed to be? Because it almost looks inappropriate. Some of these look a little scary.
I can imagine. And I'm supposed to be doing a video. My kids sent me some pictures of Pokemon because we were looking at them, like some of the newer ones that I had no idea who they are.
Yeah.
And we're trying to guess what type they were. And they were like, oh, you should do a video guessing the type. So I was like, all right, send me Pokemon. Yeah. And I'll try to guess what type they are based on how they look. Because back in the day, you could tell for the most part
it was easier
what type it was based on how they look, because it wasn't, like you said, it was easy. Now it's like you have a Pokemon that look like it should be a water type, and they're like, no, it's psychic. I'm like, why?
I'm like, what? That didn't make sense.
Like,
No,
it looks
I
like
agree
a
with you.
whale.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's just getting more and more wild, and it's not that it's still not good, but like it's definitely, in some ways, deviated from like, I guess you could say, the norms of when it started. You know.
And I mean, unfortunately, that's the escalation of it because it's so popular, and they bring out so many in each series that eventually they're gonna have to start making weirder and weirder and
Totally
and stuff. So you can't
they're
just
trying to come up with something, right? It's gotta be new and fresh.
right, exactly.
What can we pull out of the hat today?
Right. And since it's a collectible type of game, it's like, well, people are gonna want to get it because I've got all of these, so I have to get the new ones. So you know,
there's one that literally looks like a little squirt splat of milk, and I'm like, what is this? Like who was like, this is the next cool Pokemon? I'm like, it looks like something just squirted out. Like, what? So weird.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
At some point, I'd have to find it, and I'll just send you a picture on IG, and I'll be like, tell me this makes any sense. I was like, what is happening?
I did actually watch the Detective Pikachu maybe a month ago, and finally, and I was like, okay, I like this movie, but it kind of made me think of the implications of if Pokemon were real. It's like that would be dangerous. That would be super duper dangerous.
Well, some of them are huge, and I think a lot of people forget how big some of these are.
Yeah.
Like where they're like, oh, it's just a cute little turtle, but it's like 4 or 5 feet tall. Like,
yeah, what? It's like, no, that's not a cute little turtle. Like that's a car,
and could kill you. Yeah.
I just ran into a freaking Charmander in the wild.
Right? Oh my gosh! Even like a Cubo,
almost killed me.
They're a little aggressive. I'm like, you could get in trouble real quick.
Yeah. Oh man, what Hogwarts house would you be in?
I'm trying to think. My daughter made me take this test. I'm trying to remember. We all got in different houses. Do you remember? I think I was Hufflepuff. I was Hufflepuff on the test. So we'll just trust the almighty Pokemon quiz
and say you're Hufflepuff. I'm a Hufflepuff too. So.
Harry Potter, sweet Lord. It's the end of the day. It's Friday. Thank Jesus. But no, it was actually funny because we all ended up in a different house. Like I was Hufflepuff, she was Gryffindor. I think he was Slytherin, and then Jet. So anyway, we just filled all the houses. I was like,
right. That's okay, no problem. Like
we'll just take it all over.
It happens like that sometimes. Yeah, I was Hufflepuff. My daughter was Ravenclaw. Yeah, I mean. I probably took the same quiz you took, and I was kind of shocked too. I was like Hufflepuff, but then I kind of read the description. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm laid back, always there to help, loyal. Yeah, that's me.
Right, we're like, okay, I'm fine with that. Jet was Ravenclaw, but I just thought it was so funny because I don't know, I like quizzes like that. Yeah,
especially when they sort you to what you didn't really think you would be, and then you kind of look at it and go. Okay, yeah, it makes sense though.
Well, I think about he had a buddy over, and he had us all take the what lantern would you be test, like Green Lantern, White Lantern, like all that. And I think he ended up being a White Lantern, and I was Green Lantern, and I read it, and it's a little stubborn. Except I was like, yeah, I totally.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, that's me. I have to find that one. I haven't taken that one. I need to find that one.
Dude,
that would be
so fun. Why not?
Yeah, I would probably be like the passion one.
There's like an indigo, I think. There's several.
Yeah, I would be either the indigo or the I forgot the name of them, but the ones that their power is love or whatever. Yeah, I'd probably be one of those.
I feel you. Although sometimes those surprise you, because like when he got the white one, I was like, what? But then I thought about it. I was like, no, I see it. I get it. Because I can't remember all the descriptions, but they're basically people that are like very thoughtful, caring, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah.
Well, I know in the comics, the White Lantern can use the power of all the lanterns because white is basically all the colors.
Yeah, combined.
As far as the spectrum is concerned. So, so that kind
I thought it was cool, but I thought it was funny. I was a green one. I was like, I can feel that little ornery, you know, whatever.
Yeah, right. What made you decide to start your Funko channel?
Honestly, I always thought the idea of a channel seemed kind of fun, just knowing that it existed. And by the way, look at you with that like goblet over there. Like,
Oh yeah, my
dang,
goblet, yeah.
fancy. I'm like, I am not that cool, okay?
It's okay. Sometimes I drink out my water bottle. It just depends what I'm drinking. I'm having
Well,
some.
I think that
wine
looks extra fancy. I dig it.
tonight.
Well, I'd always thought about it, and then like a lot of people during this downtime where everybody was home more, one, it just sounded like a way to continue to be able to be social and connect with people on something positive. You know what I mean?
Right.
The other side of that is I have, and some people know I have several chronic health issues. And during the pandemic, like March of last year, some of that, I ended up with some more issues, if that makes sense. So in that, it limits me on my energy and how much I can actually be out and truly actually socialize. So really a lot of my energy is working home, and that's kind of it. Right. And the ability to be able to connect, share something, and honestly just focus on something that is fun and happy with somebody that obviously struggles on a daily basis. To me, it was just like a perfect marriage of all of these things to connect and share something fun that makes me happy and smile, to where, again, I have community again in a way that I was in some way potentially losing. Now, I wasn't like down about it, but I'm like, it's one of those things where I know I'm a fairly friendly person.
Right.
So it's nice. And then when I found this community, especially originally through IG, because that's where I started, right before I started my channel, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this community. I enjoyed these collectibles. And I was like, why not? Let's try it. And I just made a video and I was like, we'll see what happens. And then it's just been a blast since. But yeah, it was a combination of being home more and then again, my health. And this was just kind of a perfect solution to, you know, reconnect with people. So,
right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people started their videos within the last year and really took to it. And you could tell by the subs that they have, like they just shot up. And yeah, your videos, although I admit I don't always get to watch every single one, but when I do catch them, always just like genuine, you seem happy, upbeat, personable. Like I like things like that. I like people like that. You just seem like the type of person where I could come up to you in the street and talk to you and you'd just be willing to talk. Perfect stranger.
Yeah, I'm not like, how dare you talk to me? No, but to me, like I said, that's the whole purpose, because life is hard. So why not have fun intentionally?
Right, exactly.
So I refuse to do anything negative on my channel ever. I'm like, I'm just going to go in and I'm having fun, dang it.
Right.
And I hope people enjoy it and have fun with me. So
I've said that many times, like this whole channel for me, even these interviews, it's just about having fun.
Yes.
Once it starts to become work or stressful, then I either have to quit or I have to change something, because I'm not doing this to be a second job or just something to be one more thing in my life that I have to worry about. It's like, listen, this is all fun. So
agreed. That's why, like, I haven't learned to edit or anything, because I was like, that was stressing me out. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna throw these out raw and real and weird, and there you go.
Being that you said that, that's one of the things that stresses me out, is because I have my phone is all I use, my phone. Right now I'm on my laptop because I do my lives from my laptop, but my phone, I record, edit, whatever through my phone.
Yeah.
I have so much video on here. I've got video from a year ago that hasn't been edited yet, because editing is the hardest part. It's the worst part. And not because it's hard,
it's
but
an investment.
Yeah, as you get better at doing it, you want your videos to be better, so that it becomes more of a, okay, I want this to be good. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm in my own head like, oh my God, I want to, and yeah, it's become terrible. So I'm going to go back to my old editing ways where it's just slap it together, throw it up there.
No, that's me. Like, I love editing. Like not myself, but I love what people do with editing. I think it's beautiful. It's brilliant. I'm also a little distractible as a human being. I don't have the attention span for that. But like the only edited video I actually have was my swap one recently. because I realized I said something incorrect in my like just stress of being on camera. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was so wrong. That wasn't even what I pulled. And so I had my sister, who's actually a real techie person. I was like, please God, correct this. Write in there what it actually was.
Right.
I said the wrong thing. And she did that. But to me, I just feel like because of the nature of my channel, my personality, now, mind you, I do think it could probably be edited to do some cool things. Like, I wish I could have like mind explosions for real. That'd be so cool.
Right.
You know,
You
but
could,
I'm
you
like,
could.
it just, I think it just fits my channel and what I do and how I am, if that makes sense, because it's just raw and you get all those silly, dorky, weird moments. And I think that's part of what people enjoy about me specifically.
Yes.
Again, it could be better in some ways, but I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, you have 608 subs to prove it.
There you go.
So,
people obviously are watching it. There you go.
You're doing something right. You're doing something right. What's your favorite type of music?
All of it. I love music. I love it. I'm serious. When I was in college, I felt bad for one of my roommates because I would have like a playlist. It would be everything from like death metal, Christian, country, rock, blues, punk music, you know, like I love music. Now, mind you, hip hop, like all of the above.
Right.
But for me, it doesn't mean I love every single song in every genre. But there's good music in every genre. If that makes sense.
Yes.
And that's another one where I'm like, I would be missing out if I limited myself.
Yes.
There's good artists everywhere, you know, that do different things.
Yes, I'm the same way. If I hear a song and I like it, I like it. I don't care what the genre is. So I listen to everything. I do have a favorite right now. It's dubstep. I don't know, for whatever reason.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's one of my playlists all the time. I feel you.
Especially when I'm working out, like dubstep gets me
that's
going.
like dance music. That's what I do when I'm like, gotta get some energy. Throw some dubstep on.
And I love throwing on the dubstep that always starts off kind of slow and mellow, and then you get and then dropping it. Oh yeah, I'm ready to.
No, I feel like that stuff gets me pumped. I love it too.
Yeah, but as far as music in general, I listen to everything. If I hear it and I like it, I listen to it. Like my daughter got me listening to what's her name? Billie Eilish.
Yeah, she has some good stuff too.
Yeah, I'd heard some of her stuff before, but never really paid attention to it. Then we kind of did a Dad Reacts to Billie Eilish video, which I haven't edited and put up yet, but it's coming, guys. And I listened. I was like, yo, I like these songs. And now when I'm in a store and I hear one of her songs, I'm like, I'm sitting there bopping.
Yes. No, I get it. Like I said, it's just one of those, like, it's just silly to like limit yourself because it's like, why? Maybe something will make you feel a certain way or is fun or to dance to or relax to, or it all creates feelings. You know what I mean? Like we needed different headspaces for different things, different days. So yeah.
It was really a struggle for me when I got heavy into my like rock and roll phase. Like I was listening to Slipknot, Korn, what's their name? Nirvana's my favorite.
By the way, is an amazing live concert. That was like one of the coolest concerts I've ever seen live was Slipknot.
You went to Slipknot?
Years ago. They had like fire shooting on stage, and at one point the drummer, which you know has like the largest drum set, like it's insane, and it literally flipped upside down in the middle of the performance. Like they raised them and flipped them upside down with this insanely huge drum set, and I was like, it was just so. It was like real entertainment, you know what I mean? It's not just watching people wiggle around. It was like straight wild. I was like, this is amazing.
That sounds amazing. Marilyn Manson. I was into Marilyn Manson too. Yes.
Yes. I used to love Marilyn Manson. I jammed out to a lot of his songs.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like my son will tell you when he was younger, in my car, it was like a rock concert. I used to listen to all types of rock and roll, alternative, heavy metal, death metal, all that stuff.
Yeah, all of it. I agree. I love alternative too. I really loved a lot of like punk music too.
Yes.
Like Social Distortion, Dropkick Murphys. Like Again, all of it.
Oh, and the thing is, like, I couldn't even tell you all the stuff I used to listen to because I don't remember like all the names of the bands or the songs. But if you put it on, I'll know the song.
Yeah, no, I feel it. I love all kinds of stuff. Like, I love bands like the Black Keys. I really enjoy, which is a whole different vibe. I don't know if you ever listen to them. They're amazing.
I probably, like I said, I don't remember everything, but I know. Like, if you put the song on, I'll be like, "Oh, I know the song."
No, really, honestly, I'm kind of the same way. Because sometimes I'll listen to a song, and during it, I'm like, I know it, but I can't tell you who or the song name.
Exactly.
But I love this, and I'll sing along to it, but I can't.
Exactly.
My brain doesn't always hold that. But
Right.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm like that with a lot of music. Like, unless I actually have the album. And even if I have the album, sometimes I don't know each song title, but I'll know the artist. So I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's Ozzy Osbourne. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't always remember every song, every artist, but yeah, you throw it on.
No, it's too much. My brain's like, I got priorities here. Like, my husband sometimes is like, do you know who sings this or something? I'll be like, no, God, but I love them. Whatever they're called.
Yes. And that's the thing I love with music. Like, I'm so, like, music is one of those things that, like you said, whatever headspace you're in, there's a song that reflects where you are.
Yes.
And there have been songs that I didn't care for, but then got in a certain headspace and heard that song and it totally hit me. And then it became such a favorite song. So, like,
man, I feel you. I could be in a mood where I could be like, on a song that I would have loved yesterday, and then today I'm like, nah, that doesn't fit.
Yeah, you're like, not today. Yeah, it's just like, not today. I can't. Yeah.
New mood, new self. What's up?
Exactly. I know what you meant, Manson, not Mason.
You're like, I got you. It's cool.
Have you ever been to any conventions?
No, I was trying to think if we've ever done anything even small, but no, because one, they just recently started doing local. We don't travel a lot, but as soon as we finally were, that's when all this hit. So it like really kind of messed with that. So that's actually one of our goals of something I want to do, especially go to like a bigger one because we're not in a huge city. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want to experience something bigger, but that means we have to travel. So it's really like budgeting and all the above. But man, I would love to. Yeah,
I kind of got lucky being in New York and having New York Comic Con here.
I'm jealous. I'd be like, let's go.
Because I was always jealous of the San Diego Con, and I'm like, I'm never gonna go to a San Diego Con. And then New York Comic Con came here, and when it first came to New York, even when it was small, I went to it once when it was really small because a friend of mine had a booth. It was super tiny. It was like one room of a lobby of a hotel. Then I moved to Albany, New York. So I was up there when New York Comic Con first started doing their big con in 2006. So I wasn't in the city. I didn't get to go until 2011. And since 2011, I've been to every one. And it's like,
I'm so jelly right now.
I'm sorry, but yes, it's so awesome. And even if you're not in, I tell people all the time, even if you're not into comics, because people hear Comic-Con, they think it's comics.
Oh, they've got all kinds of stuff.
Yes, it's just pop culture in general. And I actually have to send, and just for the cosplay, you could go have a good time.
Oh, for sure.
I send people pictures of stuff that they're into that they wouldn't associate with the Comic-Con and be like, see, if you were here, boom, there's a booth.
Yeah, my sister had gone to one in Texas. I think maybe they had one out of maybe San Antonio or something, and she sent us all the pictures, and it was wild. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. You know, but I don't know. Like I said, that's definitely a big goal, and I think it would, honestly, even whether you dress up or not, it just looks like a blast, but it's also an excuse to dress up, so I might have to do that.
Oh, one of the most fun things is riding on the trains with people in costume going to the con. Oh, yeah, wow. Oh, it's so much fun. I never used to
do amazing costumes where you're like, how did you even make that?
Yes, I'm telling you, the amount of work that some people put into these costumes, they look better than what people are putting on the big screen in movies. I'm like, this should have been what this character looked like. Screw that stuff they did in the movie.
I haven't been, but I've seen people like their footage going or pictures from these, and I'm just like, there are times that I'm like, that is amazing.
Yes.
Like I know it would be even cooler in person, but even the photos are like amazing.
Yes. And one of the best things is when you notice when somebody does something more obscure and you get it and you're like, oh, you're such and such, they just light up because they're like, yes,
because they've
somebody got it.
invested. And
It's
I'm
so
also,
cool.
I just love art and creativity in general. So like, it's not so much like, to me, literally that's enough, if that makes sense. Like, I just enjoy the idea of the expression and just seeing these people create, you know, like that's just so cool to me. And again, like the idea of really just seeing a lot of collectibles that you don't normally get to, if that makes sense.
Yes, that's another thing with the cons. My first couple years going, I didn't really go for the collectibles or for what you could get from the con, but since then it's like, yeah, there's so many cool things you can get specifically at the con. And then I've met so many famous people at these cons. It's ridiculous. I can't even rattle off the names off the top of my head because it's just so many.
Yeah,
But
it's cool.
one of the most famous I met was Whoopi Goldberg.
That's
she was
fun.
walking through the crowd. I was like, walked right next to me. I was like, hey, Whoopi. Shook her hand. I was like, oh my God. Whoopi
You're like,
Goldberg.
sweet Lord, I never expected that moment to happen. No,
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what will happen because our town had started a con maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Well, it's probably been at least 2 now. But then again, all of this stuff had stopped them doing it. So I'm curious if it'll eventually grow. You know, you never know.
Right.
But that would be cool because it would be nice to have a little more flow through somewhere local, you know?
Yes. Yeah. The hardest thing is for people who aren't in one of the major cities where a con happens to actually get to a good con. So I really do want a lot of the I was about to say countries, a lot of the states that have smaller cons for them to get kind of bigger, because then you get bigger stars to come.
Yeah, for sure.
The con a little bit bigger. But unfortunately, with New York, Emerald City, and San Diego, those are the big three, and it's hard to get bigger than those.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's a lot of smaller cons around everywhere. It's just, yeah, you're not going to hear a lot about them because, yeah, they're too small.
Well, yeah, because even around here, like, we definitely would have to go out of town, you know, but there's some that are like maybe 3 or 4 hours away. So nothing crazy, but it's just, you know, investing and taking time to leave and go, you know?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Can you hear music in my background?
Slightly.
Oh, okay. No, my one of my neighbors is having a party, and I just realized they're blasting music, and I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna get demonetized.
Right? Be like,
I'm
monetized.
I'm not monetized. It doesn't matter. What's your go-to karaoke song? If
Boy,
you
I
do
cannot sing to save my life. You would bleed, okay? So I just don't. My sister loves karaoke. My brother used to sing in a band in college. So I'm like, that was not passed down to me. So the most is maybe random in the car and my husband being like, sweet Lord, or singing my kids to bed. Okay, that's about it.
You said you got footage of Revenge of the Nerds. Was that at the con? Nice.
Yes. That's
nice.
Cool. Do you do karaoke? Can you sing?
I can sing, not well.
That's a better way of putting it. You're like, I have the ability. It's just not good.
It's just not good. It's like saying I can play basketball, not well.
There you go.
But I don't have a go-to karaoke song. I haven't done karaoke in 10, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where if someone says, yo, let's go sing, okay, I'll do it. But if you're waiting for me to do it on my own, yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, I feel you. I don't really, because honestly, usually it's more like music for me is like what I enjoy to be busy and productive. So like I'll have music playing to get ready. I'll have music playing to cook. I'll have, you know what I mean? It's like my busy thing to keep me going. You know what I mean? It's like for energy.
Yeah. And I'll sing in my house and, you know, be all off key and sing the wrong words, whatever. But Yeah, when
Why
it comes
not?
to public, it's like, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, I guess the only time I really do that is if my kids have like a karaoke moment, which isn't much, and that's usually Disney songs.
Right. He says with your guitar singing, sing far worse in my opinion. Yeah, it's like, yeah. But that's the good thing. Like when you're on your own, you just say and do what you want to do. Like who cares?
True. You're like, no judgment. I just get to entertain myself.
And even if you do go karaoke, it's for the fun of it. Like, yes, some people want to be good, but I don't do karaoke to be good. I do it to have fun. Like, I'm not good. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? And no cheating. Like you can't pick Superman and say 3 or 4 powers. One power.
Honestly, I would like the ability to heal, partly for my own benefit and partly for other people, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know, because to me, I'm like, what's the one thing that I actually could actively use and feel like that would be awesome to magically have? Healing. Okay.
And I would follow up and ask, would you use it for good or evil? But you already kind of answered it.
It'd be all the good. We'll sprinkle on some goodness a little everywhere. I'll share the love and the wealth as far as people feeling better.
Oh yeah, for me, like my kids ask me this question, and you know, typically when you play video games where you get to choose to be good or bad, I choose to be bad because in real life I'm a good person, so I'm never going to do this bad stuff.
Yeah.
Then they always ask me, well, if you had a superpower, would you help people? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't be an active, like put on a costume and go out looking for people to help. But if I'm walking down the street and somebody's about to get hit by a car and my power could help, I'd help. I'm not going to watch people get into trouble, but I'm not going to be an active hero. So I'd be more like a passive hero.
You're like, I would use it for good when the opportunity presents.
Exactly.
Well, and I get that because a lot of people I know enjoy like playing the opposite role just because it's different and it's not your normal. So I think that's just allowing it to be true fantasy. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why games like Grand Theft Auto are so popular. People are like, oh, why would you want to play that? Because
you're like, they'll never do this in real life.
Right. Where else am I gonna like beat up a hooker, then go grab somebody out of a Ferrari and then just crash into a cop car? Like, I'm never gonna do that. Like, come on.
That's so funny. But I mean, it's really true.
Drive to the airport, jump in a helicopter, take off. Like, when am I ever gonna get the opportunity to do that? So it's just all fantasy for the fun of it.
For sure.
I mean, in real life, I would never do anything like that. So I
get to do all the alternative versions of life, but where everybody's still safe, including myself.
Exactly. The most I've ever done from a Grand Theft Auto game is speed. That's it. Doing 120 on the highway. I've done that.
I'm so nerdy. The only system I've ever really paid attention to and enjoyed were really like, well, it's the old school Nintendo systems, like Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, you know, like that was my jam. Okay. Because I don't have an attention span, so I don't do a lot very long. But those are really the only systems I'm really in any way savvy with. Like we have an N64 here in the garage. But again, I'm an old school gamer. So a lot of this new stuff I've never really done, which was like, you know, Zelda and like Mario. And I like the Mario parties and like, you know, things like that. But again, it's just pure entertainment. You know, it's nothing crazy, nothing serious, you know, and like, I'm trying to think. I know there were other games that I enjoyed, but it's just been too long and I don't own them currently. But like that was me as far as the gaming world goes. All this other stuff, I think I was also the youngest kid in my household. So I was more the one that watched.
Right.
You know, so they do like Resident Evil and all that kind of stuff. But last game I've played would be Mario Party because it's currently in the N64.
Oh, awesome. I know people don't like answering this question, but name some channels on YouTube you think more people should be watching.
Oh my gosh, you know,
not counting mine.
There's so many. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. I was like, some that I always just think are wholesome, good channels, you know. And again, there's no way I can name everybody. It wouldn't even be possible. I follow more channels than I could even watch in my lifetime, I swear.
Exactly.
I always love Let's Start a Pop Collection. I think they're adorable. I like
Yes.
their punishment things. I
Yes.
love the Popping Duo. I just think they're a real wholesome family channel, and I love how they interact. It's just so sweet. You know, him and his daughter's relationship on there, just like you and your daughter. I think that's precious.
That's what drew me to their channel, because you know, any parent with their kid channel I love, but especially father-daughter, because you know, me and my daughter.
Well, it's a special relationship. It really is. It's something different, you know, but it's also, I think, how some people interact. And there are a lot of parent-child channels that are amazing, you know, and there's some that it's just, you know, you can tell that it is a parent truly investing in their child, and it's beautiful. And there's a lot of channels like that, honestly. Like, that's why I'm saying, I know I'm going to neglect a lot of channels, but I'm
It's
like,
okay.
those are two of the ones that I definitely enjoy a lot. And of course, you know, sometimes I'll be on with like Clara. I enjoy Silverhair Wolf.
Yes.
She's just always just been somebody that's always been just so kind to me, and I appreciate that, you know. So I like supporting people that I think are, you know, nice, you know, honestly. So I enjoy her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like KNL has a fun channel. I like he does some of the other designer toys that I think is fun. Like he's got like the tiny ghosts and stuff. Which we finally got our first thing of them. So I think that's fun. And I'm just totally drawing a blank. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to go in here and be like, they're so
It's okay. It's okay. That's why I asked the question, because I know, like for me, and I've said it plenty of times before, if you break down the day, 24 hours a day, right? 8 of it, you should sleep. So that means 16 hours a day, right? Well, 8 of it you have to work. So that's 8 hours a day, right? 2 of that, if you do have a job, is usually to and from work. So now you have 6 hours a day. 6 hours a day. What do you have to do? Like
a lot, actually.
You're a mom. You're married. You have a life.
You have to have downtime, relax.
You have your own downtime. Like there's so much that you have to do in a day. Like now I'm doing YouTube and I'm trying to support everybody. Like I can't watch everything. So
God, no.
Every once in a while, I have to watch this and not watch that or whatever. But it's hard to say every channel that you're trying to support.
I'm trying to think. I've always enjoyed Weird Flex. I think he's got a cool channel. He was one of the first channels I remember us watching long before I was on YouTube. Dr. Applesauce was one of the original channels that got me familiar with Funko. I'm trying to think. Can you think of some people? I'm just drawing a blank. There's like a million. Funko channels or Wasatch, we watch him.
Okay. Look, it's okay. It's okay.
I feel like I should have got a spreadsheet and been like, all of these people. Anybody I didn't name, I love you and you're being supported. I just can't remember that many people right this fast. Okay.
Exactly. Don't feel bad.
Who else is it? Brooke. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Pop Snaps. Why can't I think of her name right now? She's an Australian channel. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Probably.
95 Snap Pops. I love her channel. I think she's super fun. If you've never watched her, I did a box from her. So if you check my channel, she's on there. But she's cool. Of course, James from Jimmy Funko. He's always dope.
Yeah,
we
Jimmy
love
Funko.
Grown Kids TV.
Grown Kids TV. I follow.
Oh my God. I'm just, I'm just like looking. I got my sticker board. I'm like,
it's okay. See, you're gonna try to name everybody. You can't. Beard of Pop. We watch him too.
I'll just stop because right? There's too many.
There's too many.
I love the Frog Prince vlog too.
Frog Prince vlog. Yeah.
Anyway, blah blah blah. I love everybody knowing that. Okay.
Nobody's gonna be mad at you.
My memory is not that good on the spot, especially. Yes, 95 Pop Snaps. Yes. I love them. Her and her other half are such sweet people, and they have a really fun channel.
If anybody comes at you for not naming their channel, that's like the top of the top of ego. Like, listen.
You're like, I'm not perfect, people. Okay, I'm trying.
If anybody would have asked somebody, you know, what's a channel you think people should be watching, and they didn't name my channel, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't take it personal. Listen,
so many.
Exactly. And if somebody asks you what's your favorite YouTube channel to watch that's pop related, and people didn't say my channel, I wouldn't take it as an insult because you can't be everybody's favorite. And I wouldn't be my favorite. If I can honestly look at the top channels on YouTube and rate them, I am nowhere near the top.
I feel the same way about myself. I'm like, I'm just swimming in the shallow end, hoping one day to be somewhat just surviving.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Those are great channels as
Bees
well.
Popping, Taco and Bees Popping, both of them, love them.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Slush, what's up?
There's a lot of awesome channels, really all over the world. I know a lot of people out of England, Wales. Like, there's so many cool people.
Slush said, "I'm
Slush land, bam."
We know you're your favorite, Slush. We know. But yeah, it's too many. But something that I do and that I tell other people, you know, if you can, you should do it. Like, I have an iPad and I have an old iPhone. And what I do is they're in my bedroom. Both of them, I have a playlist called JKL Support. I just throw videos on that playlist, and both of them, they just play constantly, 24/7 on repeat. So if you have videos on that playlist, you're getting views from me. I may not comment, I may not like the video, but right now you're getting
You're
views.
helping people grow and
Right.
get views. Yeah, in time. You know,
So-
no, I know a lot of people that will do that. They'll even put out like channels to put on loop, like oh my gosh, what is it? Comic Book Poser? He does that.
Yes.
He'll be like, put these channels on loop, which I have a mystery box from him I need to open up at some point. But I think that's cool because he's like, it's just showing people like, I'm here, I'm supporting. I can't always pour into it as much as I'd like to. That's a nice thing about lives, is it makes us stop and actually talk to each other.
Yes. Yeah, because again, and another thing, like, even if people can't stay on my live long, if they just pop in for a minute or two, say what's up or whatever, and have to go, I appreciate that, because again, there's only so much time in a day that you have. For you to even take a minute to come see me,
it's special.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Like, I'm not going to complain about that.
No,
You know,
I
some
really
people-
agree, because I know some days I'm just not well and I just need energy for other stuff, and I don't want to be on my phone every day all day,
Right.
'cause that's what it would turn into.
Right.
And so I will try just to be like, I exist, love you, lurking, can't respond, but you know.
Exactly. And a lot of times I'll do what we've said before, you know, go to a list and just in the comments, I'll be like, hey, JKL here, bye. Like, hey, JKL, bye. Hey, JKL, bye. And that's it. Like, I didn't watch the whole video. I didn't stay for the live, but you know what? There's some interaction, so you guys know I'm out here.
Oh,
That's
I know.
it.
There are
Like-
times I'm bad. I'll pop in a live and I won't even say hi, but I always try. I try to, where I'll be like lurking or something. And then
Yeah. Or at least give it a like. Like, yeah, I gave you a like. Can you
Yeah,
go-
a like. There you go. That usually, if I'm on my phone, if I'm on the TV, I'm not that. It doesn't happen. But
Right. Oh, Slush, you're a nut, man. You
that's
should do the same
hilarious.
twice
There's a
the
lot
amount
of good
time.
Canadian channels too, by the way.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good ones. What did I buy today? Pop Patrol. There's another one in Canada. I can't remember.
Funko Illuminati.
Yes.
Isn't Pop Epidemic over in Canada?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
Pop.
don't remember.
Epidemic.
But, I mean, there's several. I would have to look to be sure, but I feel like maybe they are. But honestly, I can't keep up. But we have a lot of people all over the world that are awesome.
He said, yes, I do.
That's hilarious.
Lumberjack.
Like, because they're good. Yeah, Lumberjack. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way to name everybody. We would straight up have to have an endless scrolling moment. Just be like, what's your name off?
Exactly. It's way too many. But
It's
again,
huge.
anybody like.
I find new channels all the time that I didn't even know had Funko stuff, that I'm like, when did this even happen? And they could have been around forever, and I just found them.
Yep.
There's
Same.
so many.
Like, there's 3 channels you just named that I had no idea who they are. So now I'm gonna go look them
Now
up.
you know.
Go
You're
to
welcome.
subscribe. And that's another thing I love about interacting with different people. It's like, most of us have our own little groups that we kind of are in touch with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And we know a broader array of pop channels, but then when you get introduced to somebody who introduces you to somebody else, you're like, oh, another new one. So like,
I
it
love
becomes
Wanko
worldwide.
too, by the way.
Say again.
I said Wanko. We call him the pretty Funko.
Oh,
YouTuber.
Wanko. Yeah. Wayne Cole was one of my first introductions to a small YouTuber that was big. If
He
you
is. I agree with that.
like,
He's very styled, if that makes sense.
yeah. He has I don't know if I want to blow him up because we talk behind the scenes, we do lives together all the time, like we're kind of cool, but he definitely has a OCD to the point where he wants to make his stuff look great.
And it does.
And, yes. And like I don't have the patience for all that. Like
I never will, but I appreciate people that do, because that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's pretty. His channel's pretty. The way he presents himself is attractive. Like he makes a very attractive channel all around. So like, it's great.
Yes.
I respect that, because I'm like, I will never be that. So I'll enjoy someone that has the patience and abilities to do so. Right.
Because for me, like in my earlier videos, there was like one shelf and a bunch of boxes behind me, and then got another shelf and got another shelf, and like this might look good, but all next to me is just a bunch of boxes, some empty, some full of crap, pops all on the floor over here, a bunch of boxes behind the laptop, shelf over there, my TV and gaming system over there, and like I don't have a room, a studio with fancy lighting and all that. No.
Right? That's kind of like where I put my camera on is, I'm not gonna lie, my camera is literally sitting on top of a box from my Batman toaster.
There you go. Right. That's what I used to do. I used to take the boxes that I got the pops in and put my camera on my stand.
I have the same stand.
Yep.
Look at us matching.
See? Telling you, man.
And no, like even my cord, like I have a cord in my phone because I do this all on my phone. So it's plugged in so I don't die in the middle of us talking.
Right.
My laptop is plugged in so I can see the chat.
Right.
Because I don't have where I can do the video stuff on it. I'm not that cool yet.
Right.
Literally my cord, so it reaches, is on top of a roll of bubble wrap.
That's how I know the struggle. I had the same thing. I used to have my cord on top of a stack of boxes because it couldn't reach to plug into my phone.
Yeah, so anytime I'm on a live, that's why I said I'll squeak in last minute, because I'm setting up my weird mountainous stuff to be able to make this work.
Because you listen, the most, well, I don't know if it's the most fun, but one of the fun things is that you can have your YouTube channel and it can be held together with duct tape and wood glue. And you have some channels that have the most fanciest cameras and mics and setups, and it's like, but we're still all doing the same thing and we're all having some fun. Like,
it's the fun.
Fancy setup.
I really do know that those investments, there's benefits from them. They're brilliant. They're great. One day, maybe, I don't know, who knows? Maybe that will happen to my channel. But for now, I'm like, who cares? I'm getting stuff out there. I'm having a blast. And that, to me, it's just fun. Right. Because there are quality things that I know we enjoy. You'll see a channel with all of these high quality things, and it's just like, woo, this is nice, Right. But there's so many channels I see where people don't have any setups, and they're just talking, and they're just them, and they're showing off things, and it's just fun even without all of it, Yes.
It's all about
the content,
about the content. Like said. Yes. It's definitely about the content. So I use a Gorilla Pod on top of a standard tripod with an old Nikon point and shoot. Illusion shattered. But that's what it is. Like, that's what most of us do. Most of us are just a phone and a tripod, and that's it. That's all you really need. That's all you really need.
It works.
Yeah, it works. So I feel like I've wasted enough of your time tonight. I have a lot more questions, but I'm sure I'll have you on again in maybe 6 months. So I'm going to save some questions and probably come up with a lot of new ones. But last question before we go is, what do you have coming up on your channel?
Great Lord, honey, I don't plan. There's no plan. The channel is when it works. I always try. My goal is to make sure I get 2 videos out a week. At some point, I want to do, I don't know, either a live or something, because I want to get Poser with me, since he put together like a curated box for me. But I'm just straight up winging it, guys. I like it stress-free and fun. So know that there will be a video popping in sometime this weekend. But like I said, you just kind of got to have those bell notifications turned on, if I can even say that word, notifications, because you never know with me. I will never be on a set schedule. Lots of randomness, guys. Lots of things.
Oh, speaking of twinning, I'm the exact same way. I tried to put myself on a schedule. It worked for about 3 weeks, and then I was like, yeah, I can't do this because I don't like, again, the stress of having to have a video out every Thursday and Tuesday or whatever. I was like, yeah, no. So I'm the
same way. I'm like, I want to have enough that I stay active because I don't want to get out of the habit of being active in something I enjoy.
Right.
But I also never want it to become pressure, even though I know some channels grow more because of schedules, but it's not like, for some people it becomes a full-time thing, you know, and for me it's very much not. It's a supplement just for fun. And I'm like, so it would become work, and I'm not there yet. That is not my current goals with it. So I agree. I'm literally flowing. So if people are like, what you got going? No clue. You'll find out with me.
Yeah, that's how I am. You have to have on your bell notifications because I drop videos randomly. Like when they're edited, ding, they're out. Like you'll see literally I'll drop a video. I could drop 2 in a day or 1 every day for like 3 days and then go like 2 weeks with nothing. Like
that's what I'm saying. I generally like my number in my head is I'm like, okay, at least once every 4 days ish. I'll make sure if I haven't done a video, I'll do something.
Right.
But that's literally my plan is just don't go too far.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, we're good.
Right. Yeah. I was trying to put in my head like at least 1 a week. It's like you got to do at least something a week. And the thing is, like I said, I have stuff on my phone that I can drop a video a week every week for maybe 2 months because I have that enough video for it. But I'm like, I'm not even stressing about it. I don't even care. They come out when they come out. Like
it's okay. And if people enjoy the content, they'll be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And most of the stuff that hasn't been edited yet, it's stuff that it doesn't have to come out right away. Like typically if I get a pop that's new or recent, yeah, I'll do a video, put it out as soon as possible. But most of the old stuff is like us playing our what's in the box game, you know, some cooking video we might have done, things like that. Where it's like, yeah, it can come out when it comes out. So I don't have to rush it. But
I agree with you. And some of this stuff is kind of, you know, it doesn't have to be a time frame. Although I've gotten where I don't even care if it's recent. Sometimes I'm like, whatever, I'll just be a later video. It's fine.
It's like, and then you see yourself in the video going, hey guys, I just got the new the new Cheers set, and like it came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, people be like, what? Be like, well, I just got it on this channel today, okay? So
right, it's new to me.
New to me and new to my channel. There you go.
Exactly. Mr. Holly English, I know you came in towards the end, but again, I appreciate you showing up at all, bro. Thank you. With that being said, guys, go check out Lass Ketchum. Sub to her channel. The description, not the description. The link is in the description. Make sure you hit the bell notifications because, as we both said, our videos just drop when they drop. Like
it'll be a surprise.
Yes, always a nice surprise at that. With that being said, I don't have anything coming up. You guys already know my stuff is random, so. I guess that's it. See you guys next time.
Bye, y'all.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
It's over.